everybody. I'm delighted to be with you today, this evening, in celebration of Women's History Month. Let's hear it for all the fantastic women out there. And I'm especially happy to be here to celebrate the Sheroes of the movement. And I couldn't be more proud to have the opportunity to lead the city at such a time as this. And in Washington, we do indeed have a lot to be proud of. Washington is a city that's very different than the Washington I grew up in, where we were not leading in a lot of categories, but were the butt of many jokes, where we were not innovating in schools and in transportation, but were falling behind the region in so many ways, in so many different areas. And in fact, we were a dangerous place, and people didn't feel optimistic about where the city was going. But so much has changed in that time, where we are indeed a city that's moving in the right direction, a city where other cities look to us for leadership. And they especially look to us for all of the ways that we have been able to achieve equality across the District of Columbia, where people are treated fairly. And as much as we have to celebrate, we have to still achieve. And I firmly believe that I was elected to make sure that we are a city that continues progress, but always is looking for how we close gaps and bring more people along in that prosperity, and the prosperity that is Washington. As I was building my team, I knew how important it was to be able to build on the many successes, quite frankly, that the great administration was able to achieve in the area of, in a lot of areas, but for jobs, especially for our brothers and sisters in the transgender community, for making sure that we looked at our health care, that we looked at housing, that we looked at how we would serve seniors in the gay and lesbian community, and we have achieved a number of things. So it was important for me to be able to attract a team that would build on those successes and look for even more successes, especially how we reach out to our young people and make sure that our young people are safe, and make sure that every agency in our government is culturally competent and trained and efficient in the delivery of services for everybody. Wouldn't that be nice? So these issues aren't new to me, certainly, and I've spent 8 years on the council making sure that in every way that I could support making our city more equal, more fair, and more safe for everybody. Most recently, we really looked at the issue of youth homelessness, especially in the LGBT community. Also looking at and looking for ways to improve housing. And housing among our aging seniors in the LGBT community, and we're going to continue to do all of those things. And now as I go around all of the agencies, I ask about training, I ask about how we're serving, and I ask what the problems are, and I ask what are people going to tell me in the transgender community about how you've been able to serve. I say we have had some success, for example, with Project Empowerment. This is one of Sheila's first tasks. Are we building on that? Are we going back to make sure that the promises that were made last year can be kept this year? And that's so important. And I couldn't have been more happy, because I know some other mayors have tried to recruit Sheila Alexander Reed into the government. And this time she said yes, and we're very happy for it. And I think I may have gotten to know Terrence Laney right here in this room. And we were able to steal Terrence from Capitol Hill, I believe, right? And Terrence is working hand in hand with Sheila as a deputy in that office. I also told Sheila, we have, a lot of our community affairs offices, they like to look at the number of people that they represent in the city and the number of staff and resources that they have. in their location. And I said, Sheila, I'll work on all the staff and resources, but I definitely want to get this office out of the Wilson building and into the community. So we're working on that too. And so the you moved Monday? Oh, so the LGBTQ office now, the LGBTQ office will be in the Reeves Center starting on Monday. So as much as I know that I need to work on, and Sheila and Terrence need to work on, there's so much more that I learn each and every day, and I'll learn it from you. So I want to encourage you to stay involved in all of our processes. Now, I pledged at the beginning and throughout my campaign that ours would be a government that was open and transparent and accountable. And I dare say in the 9 weeks that we've been doing this, we have tried to live up to that pledge, from having a series of 9 transition meetings before I took office, where over 1,000 fresh ideas were gathered in 30 hours of public hearing, to opening up the Wilson building where the deputy mayors and directors all opened up their offices so that you could meet them, and 2,500 people signed up and came down to City Hall, to also opening up the budget before we send it to the council, so that you can see and comment on how we close a $190 million budget gap while doing our very best to maintain services and live up to the commitment of investing in affordable housing. So this is how we're getting our administration started, and we look forward to working hand in hand with you to make sure that we're living up to the promises. I promised this, that I would be a mayor that keeps the city growing, but having the ability for more people to participate in that prosperity, and that remains my commitment today. But I know that we can do a lot in government. We do so much more when we have active citizens who are willing to stand up, speak up, and fight for others who may not be able to do so, who don't know how, or who haven't experienced the joy of being themselves right here in Washington and speaking up for who they are and who they love in a city that should protect everybody and keep them safe. So to these unsung Sheroes, Esther Hidalgo, where's Esther? Lourdes Ashley Hunter, where's Lourdes? All right, well, we'll congratulate her. And Mary Bowman. Mary Bowman, congratulations. On behalf of all of us and my executive team, my senior team, thank you. Thank you for always participating, and continue to do so. I want to see you at my State of the Union address. Will you be there? Will you join me March 31st on U Street at the Lincoln Theater? Because there we'll celebrate together. I say often, and it's very true, like every mayor in the history of mayors, when I took the oath on January the 2nd, I inherited the successes of my predecessors. And we have many to count. I also inherited the Lulus, the things that we have to fix. And I inherited most especially the great expectations that you have for all of us. And we can get there together. So I look forward to seeing you.